DOTA DOTA 2
I am a big fan of their draft. Meta and signature heroes, Lacoste.
Yeah, pretty much. Very easy to execute that draft coming out from Talon. No messing around. Looking at HellRaisers draft, it's a bit more wonky, I would say. I gotta agree with the panel. This OD pick
looks weird on paper.
We'll see how it's gonna look in Dota. So that's gonna be, you know, mid OD against Puck. He has a decent lane, but I'm a little afraid for the game once you start playing into Tiny, into Snapfire tournament. So they are not just fighting for the team, they're fighting for the whole region to keep this dream alive. And as you said, if they win this one, they need to go against another Eastern European team, against Team Spirit.
Now, TI winners. Definitely a rocky road ahead, but here we go. Game one back underway for your viewing pleasure, as we'll get some early wards coming out. Now, I was looking at the stats, and Talon overall in terms of protecting their wards, dewarding enemy wards, and duration of their own observers have done better than HellRaisers on average through the Lima Major. But it's always an interesting battle. You know you've got Solo, such an experienced captain who will have been looking at warding patterns to try and find out not only where he'll be dewarding, but also placing his own. The Light Striker A will hold back HR for now, trying to play aggressively into that bottom rune spot, but Talon evacuating the area safely.
Kiyotaka looking for a potential rune here with his Astral, already skilled it, and will probably get it. Kind of difficult for Puck to steal it.
I don't
Not sure
consider
what
myself
needs to happen.
the best player.
Quite a chance. If he acted himself, maybe.
Maybe double click, yeah.
But we believe in the OD. And yeah, Kiyotaka has had quite an interesting road. He's played plenty of kind of weird heroes. The Brood Mid has come out into play for him. Now this OD, like one of the first
other
picks.
than the Brood Mother, it was pretty standard what he played from the mid lane. Looking at this mid matchup, again, Puck supposed to be on, it's not a difficult one. I think he's gonna get decent amount of farm. It's just like I'm favoring OD because of the Astral, of course, and kind of makes things more difficult for Puck.
But then like Bottle comes out, Puck is better at rune control, so you'll kind of sustain yourself there. Always going to be guaranteeing one of the runes with your orb. There is the potential for Kiyotaka to outplay, so we'll see how that all pans out. And in that bottom lane, we've got the Oli Treant. And again, another pretty fresh pick for Talon. Don't think they've played it so far.
They haven't played it so far. It's a bit of an interesting one, because you want to have, like, this is one of the top tier picks, like one of the best heroes you can pick from position 5, even position 4 for some teams. I'm mostly looking for this top lane. It's a killer lane. Snapfire plus Tiny. You need to be careful on Rubik. Slark, not as much. You get close, you're gonna get harassed, especially once Snapfire hits that level 3. 2 points in Scatterblast, gonna be very difficult.
And then Tiny expecting a 1-1-1 build from him.
Yeah, pretty much. You want to be able to have both abilities displace into Cookie.
Yeah.
And then we've seen this lane so many times. Lina plus Drift Protector, the sustain lane. You get a point in Living Armor on level 2. You're not playing that, you know, aggressive with the Nature's Grasp. They did cut down all the trees here, so Drift Protector can't find the angle. If you want, he needs to go more to the eastern jungle.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old days of the Spectre Warlock. You're just kind of sitting there securing farm, healing up your carry, making sure they're not being harassed out of the lane.
Oh, looking at the mid lane, Puck, dude, this is Mikoto Puck. He played 7 games on Puck so far at this major and won 6 games. He's been pretty impressive, but we're talking about his overall itemization, gameplay. He stole Roshan a couple of times as well. Got the last hit, got the ages as well from the enemies. Man, it's also a bit of a weird one. Their opener, they did go with Lina and Puck, something that usually we don't see. But I don't think it was countered. I don't think it was enough. Talon did a very good job in the second banning phase, protecting their heroes.
Absolutely did, yeah. I think it was Winter that was saying he's not a fan of the double core opener. But in this kind of scenario, Lina, strong meta hero, Puck, strong for Mikoto as a signature hero, made a lot of sense, especially when, like you say, they've got the triple ban to come out afterwards. And HellRaisers definitely a lot of challenges, especially once the laning stage breaks down and Talon get themselves those key items up and running. Now looking at the Greaves on Snapfire, the ability for Puck to jump around and play aggressively. And Lina with a classic Maelstrom BKB.
HellRaisers tried to play a bit more aggressive because Slark hits level 3 before Snapfire and Tiny, so having that extra ability could have made the difference but couldn't find an opening.
Well, OD not doing poorly in the mid lane. Kiyotaka having a pretty solid time, 16-2. Mikoto slightly out in front, while the trio will chase Amteresh away from that bottom lane. Looking at the Magnus, he is lagging behind a little bit in terms of CS. Only 10 for him, but he'll skewer back 23. Not sure if that's where he wants to be. Magnus taking a bit of a beating there from the Lina, and Ollie will just herd the techies away from the lane. Allow 23 to keep on going. The Avalanche cookie top. Oh, Uragi's in trouble with the lift from Solo and the bounce away. Gets the slot to safety. A toss back on Solo should secure them a kill here. Rubik gladly gives his life. Oh,
another scatter blast in a few seconds. He's dead.
Yeah. Take him down with a buckshot. And Solo falls to first blood.
It's a lot of damage. Like this is a lot of magical damage coming out.
You said it was the killer lane.
Yeah, it's very easy to set things up, especially for Slark. Like he's the one who's gonna struggle. Like you looking at the item, Slark does have a bracer and belt of giant strength. He does not want to get bursted. This is like all about sustain.
Oh, we saw this from a few players, right? We saw it from a Shadow Fiend,
a safe lane
Shadow Fiend, and Mickey's Sniper as well. Not the bracer, but the Ogre belt for sure. Just a tank up against some of that raw nuke damage. Yeah, absolutely. Talon have kill front up here consistently. So you've got to be on your toes as HellRaisers.
Also, one interesting thing is Techies didn't go for blast. Oh, never mind, the toss again.
But caught out Uragi. Another lift from Solo, and the Pound's actually latching onto Tiny, meaning the cookie's there. Jab secures it. 2 kills in that top lane, going very well for Talon.
Very well executed. Like, even with the bracer, even with the belt, magic wand, and the raindrop, they still managed to kill the Slark. Once Snapfire gets to her energy booster, and she's only 300, 200 gold away from it. So that's gonna be big. Your Tiny doesn't need to bring all these clarities, all the mangoes, doesn't need to spend money on consumables. And I wanted to point out that Antares doesn't have a blast off. He put a point in reactive taser.
Reactive taser?
I'm not sure if that, maybe they think it's not gonna be enough to kill any of these heroes. Because they're super tanky, especially Treant Detector, but yeah, look at it now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think back to Eastern Europe DPC, and I feel like we had this conversation with Trent, where the techies was really only leveling reactive taser like level 10 or 11 or something. He was completely skipping it. Well, Slark down to half health again, getting tossed around. Q with the Windlace and the stick charges is perfectly fine there to continue that skirmish. But this is lane domination now for Talon and Slark. 24 last hits, starting to join the Magnus down at the bottom of the pack.
Treant will go back. Lina will get some extra experience here at the bottom lane. Level 5 already, Falcon Blade done, going into never mind.
Uragi again. Chain disabled. They need a bit more damage, and he should be able to pounce away from this. Raindrop's still there, and a good lift will keep Talon at bay. But this is sad for Uragi. You said he spent all this money on little incremental items to make himself
They're still losing the lane.
Exactly.
Oh, it's not looking good. They have no region left whatsoever. 1 tango, that's all they got. And Jab's being super annoying, burning through his raindrops.
1 tango, 1 charge, and 2 raindrop charges there. Sad times for Uragi. Right, of course, want to try and extend this game out. Look, they want to extend those team fights as we get to them. They've got Slark with Empower, they've got this OD and Techies, so there's definitely combo plays that can be made later down the line. The worry, like you were saying, his first Aegis with Lina is the game could end before then.
Yeah, it's just how much you're gonna lose. It's already 1k gold lead for Talon coming out from the laning stage, and their heroes are super slow. These heroes can't really move easily. First rotation from Mikoto should be an easy one.
Here comes the putt. They're sliding into the bottom lane. Kill off the pesky techies. After it looks like he's attempting to dodge the ogres, but he disarmed them and dies nonetheless.
Bought a little bit of time. Lina did also rotate. Mikoto gets the last hit. I think in this situation, it's better if Mikoto picks it up because he wants to keep up with this OD. We talked about the matchup. OD is level 7. Mikoto just hit level 7 from that kill. 4 points in active imprisonment. But Uragi, every single time he gets close, he gets shotgun to his face.
Yeah, so what's the build on OD nowadays? Because I remember 9 buying Midas, and a couple of other OD players really desperately wanting Midas. But it looks like double null treads here. Into what?
I don't know if he wants to get Negative Scepter straight away to just build up the charges. I think he might need to go for it to have like this double save. Cute.
Look at them just tossing each other around. Oh, Hurricane didn't help out. Kiyotaka's going to come up here. Q with the Avalanche trying to slow the advance. A couple of whacks from the Arcane Orbs in the final imprisonment. Banishes the Tiny into the Nether Realm. And Kiyotaka
They saw this
themselves
move.
a kill. Top lane, Yuragi trying to play on the jabs.
Playing a bit more aggressive. He hit that level 6, so that's going to be extra region coming out for Slark. Exactly what he needed. Solo to stay awake.
Coil,
Another coil.
on the back there to the Laguna Blade. Wow, that was required to kill him off. OD's come down here to try and play with Alina in the tree. Let's see if Antares and the TP from Solo can make this work out, because 23 is pretty speedy. Gets up the Fiery Soul stacks, stuns up the OD for now, and looks to get away from them. Should be fast enough, and Yuragi's died up top, but another Astral Imprisonment. The OD's caught out the Lina, and there's no one here to back up 23. Should get slammed down by the hammer of the OD.
No boots on 23. If he had boots there, he would be able to run out of trouble. They're going to scout out some stacks. Both carries dying right now. This Snapfire, she's off to a great start. Jabs, first usage of the Mortimer Kisses. This is a spell that Slark's going to be afraid of throughout the whole game. And look at this is something that the offlaners have been doing, maximizing the farm, keeping this small camp open. Let's see if they want to try to put a bit more pressure on him. Already used his Q.
Yeah, comes up the top lane, immediately bullied away. They do have that ward in lane though, so we'll see where Tiny and Snapfire maneuver themselves. But they might not know about Mikoto's puck, who is orbing and moving top. Try and start off on Yuragi with a movement from Q through the trees. And Black toss, gets off the Dark Pact and jumps away. Well timed by Yuragi there. That could have been a surefire kill.
Taka does have Invis. Let's see what they can make off it. Radiant, they're using a scan. They know. They saw him pick it up with the observer ward that they have in the river, scouting things out. They're going to fall back.
And they see Solo coming across as well, so now they know the 3 heroes from HR are up at top. And this, of course, gives Treant the best time in the world. Laning phase is broken down, and what's he doing?
Yeah, guys, go do something on the other side of the map. I'll just collect some XP here and get some last hits as well. Already done.
The jabs, you're right. Double pig pole. Everyone getting the items now from the neutral camps. Kiyotaka, looks like Blink Dagger's on the menu for him. So that long-range initiation to start things off onto a hero like Puck or Lina is pretty handy. Does have to try and think about the timing with the Magnus though, because of course we do have Miero going for this Arcane's mech himself, and then Blink Dagger will come a little later down the line, so you won't have that coinciding item timing between the mid and off laners.
3 heroes here from Talon. They want to pressure the tower. Seems like there's not going to be an answer, at least yet. I see Kiyotaka trying to make a move, so it's only Yuragi for now.
Just him trying to hold out on top. Did use his Dark Pact. The top of the kisses, last one of the slot. Doesn't have to finish him off. While Miero is aiming for an RP, pops the mech, heals himself, looks forward, but he misses the face shift dodge. Oh, a glorious Mikoto. Now they turn onto Yuragi. He does that shadow dance. Not going to land up to 2 minutes.
on good.
You have that. But he comes up back. Down. Big tiny combo, and the chase is on for Antares Techies. Dive onto the tier 1, a defense gone seriously wrong from HellRaisers there.
Something we talked about, the lack of damage on side of HellRaisers. They can't allow to miss some of these crucial spells. What a dodge there from Mikoto. Phase shift, no RP, no skewer, doesn't get anything done. Like, the problem is your Rubik at the time while this was happening was on the other side of the map, and this is level 5 Rubik we're talking about. It's pretty much just a Fade Ball, can't steal anything.
Yeah, 13 minutes in. Where's Matone? And in comes Q, tumbles forward, finds Solo, level 6 delayed even further. Kiyotaka gonna have to get away from that mid lane now, knowing that Talon are all on their way, migrating from top through to mid. And this is the death ball now.
But even in terms of execution, Talon, it wasn't perfect. They didn't manage to get the Slark. They used the coil, they used the Mortimer's Kisses, didn't get the kill immediately, but let's see. That's the OD. He picked up that Blink Dagger you talked about.
Does get coiled. Going to Astral himself. will have a blink dagger ready if he needs to use it, but the coil snaps in the end. And Avalanche got confused. He's in the middle of 3 heroes. Kiyotaka about going aggressive. It looks like Talon just going to calm things down with an overgrowth, get back to their own high ground, not let HellRaisers reinitiate.
From calm, panic, back to calm.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Couple of abilities used. One thing also to notice is Talon will always have something to break the coil with. Toss. We're gonna see that again. Mortimer's Kisses, jabs. He used it perfectly. Stopped Mortimer's Kisses from going off. Close range shotgun into Max face. And that dodge.
Beautifully done. Yeah, it just feels like that if Talon are the ones that have the vision and the initiation advantage, they can force spells out of HellRaisers. Like, Slark doesn't want to be using Shadow Dance defensively after he's been gone on. He wants to be pouncing onto someone, fighting, forcing spells, and then using it on his own terms.
Not sure how they're going to be able to buy time for Slark to reinitiate multiple times.
Yeah.
Astral is their biggest tool, so if they get the initiation on OD, which is not going to be that of an issue, considering that Q's having a really good time on Tiny. Has Tumbler's Toy, 600 gold away from his Blink Dagger. That's going to be a really good time. I've seen 4 Tinies picking up Blink Daggers post-minute 20 if the game's not going well. Solo. Set up some vision near the enemy outpost.
Looks like they might find it.
They will find it.
Yeah. Get that D-ward going. And they're going to keep the vision up for themselves. Lane ward up at top. Rune ward. Rune spot and Solo. Walks back in. Overgrowth is there. The Max keeping Solo alive, but then blasted by Laguna Blade while jabbed to the right-hand side. It is Techies. They do Astral up one. So the toss around means that HellRaisers can clean up. In we go, a double to Mikoto. Is he going to go forward? Is he going to go aggressive on Kiyotaka? He's thinking about it.
That was kind of soft.
Looking for that continuation of the team fight, but another fight where HellRaisers lose 4 heroes and there's no trade.
It's not even close. These fights, Talon, full aggression. They can easily kill these 2 supports. The Puck can solo kill them. Does have a Witchblade available, and he's bringing another item. Like, there's just a fleet of couriers coming to Talon, bringing items.
Yeah, we see that HellRaisers didn't use a single one of their ultis. Just going to silence down. There's the toss back.
That's a 15-minute Blink Dagger on Tiny with Tumbler's Toy, so he can easily get in, even get out of the trouble with the mech, with Living Armor. I saw them pinging out Roshan even. Jabs?
Oh.
Needs to be careful here.
Nearly connected. And the arrow, it jumps off. Walks into the middle of Talon and then puts the silence on.
What a beautiful spell used there.
Just perfectly chain disabled. Silence can't do a damn thing.
They pinged that Roshan. I think they might lack a little bit of damage. If they also want to play it safe, they could wait for 23 to finish off his BKB.
Yeah.
And look what he's doing. He's stealing the enemy stacks.
Oh, yeah, say goodbye to your Ancients. The HellRaisers, they're just having to bunker down on their side of the map now. Every time they look for a fight, Talon are 5 heroes strong, ready to match them every step of the way. But this kind of sneaky move that they're looking to play into the top lane might work out for them. Mikoto has TP'd up there, separated from the rest of his squad. And Antares looking for him, blast off, Mikoto doesn't get the dodge. Plenty of damage coming his way, but yeah, there we go. Sanity Eclipse straight onto the back of the Puck head and a big kill to take.
Big silence
towers taking hits.
from Techies. Kiyotaka got the last hit. They're gonna find another one with the Blink Dagger.
Keep that ball rolling. The steamroller's here. Uragi gets some stacks up now. A little bonus kill for themselves.
Uragi won. That's what he has right now. 1 stolen.
Uragi, my Agi.
Good one, Gary. It was a good setup. So 2 kills.
What, the kills or the joke?
No, the joke. I was talking about the joke. In the end, Kiyotaka will go for Aghanim Scepter, 2,000 gold away. Still far away from it, but having 2 Astral Charges. And we've seen different builds on Lina when it comes down to skill. Some people tend to prioritize LSA. Some get 1 point in it, especially when you play against Rubik.
Yeah, don't let him get that maxed out life strike.
Regeneration.
The OD. toying with the Tiny a little bit there. Not really a go, just a, hey, I'm here. Don't you dare farm the next wave. HellRaisers pretty close to this Magnus Blink now. But 150 gold away. So Miero going to get that farm priority. Swings up top, will clear this wave. And I would expect HellRaisers with this Blink to smoke up, right?
Yeah, for now he's only been Magnus, because Mac is the only item that he had. Now with the Blink Dagger, it's going to be much easier for them to reinitiate, reposition them. And I see big steal from Solo, having that living armor.
Ooh.
So, half duration left on it.
On a roll now, Lacoste, woken up. 20 minutes into the game, the puns are coming.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. here, I'm good to go.
Jabs and Ollie holding hands up in that top lane, making sure it's not pushed down across the river. And that jump on Q in the mid. Tiny, reasonably tanky, but with the OD techies here, they will blow him up with a mine, with 3-man coil. Kills. Popping that BKB, after the damage, kills the techies off, but the kiss still landing. OD in the trouble, Ruben will fall, goes down, the jump on Q, Mikoto. The Shearer, Miero down there.
Go for Roach, they just cleaned up, and you talked about it, these heroes, like position 4s and 5s, having buybacks relatively early on. Q understands instant buyback. They have a tier 1 tower in the mid lane, because something that HellRaisers doesn't have is the damage on the towers. They didn't take a single tier 1 tower, especially against the living armor, and Mikoto, he's still looking for something. I think he caught a glimpse on Smart there.
Yeah.
We'll finish off the Roach. And here's a big power spike. Lina with the BKB. Arrow still has RP available.
Are they thinking about going? I mean, Talon are retreating. So it looks like the HellRaisers all respawning. Talon realizing it's not really a brawl they want to get involved in. They have all those ultis available, and a steal back on the tree. That's going to catch out Ollie. Quick kill there and no buyback for 30. Roshan a half health.
This could be a big comeback. Yuragi's pinging it out. Less than half HP with Empower. He's going to start to do it slowly. The rest of the team ready to go. Toto, there's coil available. And the coil, he's not going to get it.
There he is. He's not beat. They do get into the blast off. Mikoto, he's going to get telekinesis back up in towards Miero and Altares. HellRaisers actually hold the fight. Roshan's still alive. Lina dead. Come back into Q though. Mikoto, he can do a lot more work now. But he will kill Q. And Mikoto gonna try and
clean
poke
up
at Solo. He can't keep chasing though. Wants to just chill out a little bit. Move back towards Ollie. Find the Rubik instead of chasing the techies. So still an overall victory for Talon, but HellRaisers did incredibly well.
They did RP plus the blast off on 2 of them. Ooh, gotta be careful. Sneaky mines placed there by techies. So once they respawn, it's gonna be enough damage. Roshan sitting at 2,000 HP, so they should rush into Roche Pit and take it.
Get straight in there. Ollie already planting himself in the pit. The lone sentry on Night Watch, making sure he can see if anybody's coming. Yotaka now working on the avenue sample.
Oh, gonna get a kill. Yes, he can.
Oh my god!
That's a big one. Taurus, 700 gold. These players. But while all this is happening, Mikoto, like he needs to find an item for himself. Like he needs to be able to get the spells off. And now he queues up A on this immediately.
Yeah, he needs it. Hunter is tanky. Absolute nuisance. And that shot, yeah, the additional bit of stun. Working out wonders for him. And there's a reason why Apteros Techies was very often second place down against this team. Irritating hero to deal with.
Whether they win or lose on Talon, I think Techies is gone next game.
Yeah.
Like he's been starting to cause some issues. Level 14 now has full Glimmer Cape, and going into BKB, he wants to be able to get that coil snap. Doesn't need to care about it, doesn't care about silences and the root, so he can actually get the blast off.
Smoke here for 23, and Q's jump will find Solo. Well timed with a Light Strike array, knowing exactly how to execute that game. So they claim the northern jungle. Starting to aim for the tier 2 there. And create that pressure point on the map that HellRaisers will have to contend with a little later down the line. They also still have that treant down bottom, yeah, just holding out, making sure, like you said, there's only... I mean, they've not taken any towers, right?
Nope.
Everything's still up, so he's making sure every tier 1 is still alive.
Towers are almost full HP. Ollie also found...
Oh, hello. Look at Rose cooking. Uragi does get off the dog back, jumps away with a pounce.
Not quick enough.
Had to use the Shadow Dance as well, though, for that additional bit of safety. So 50 seconds here, potentially, where Talon could be on the move.
I'm usually not a big fan of Dagger of Bristol as an item, but on Lina, it's a great item, considering the amount of attack speed that you have.
Yeah. Well, that's that, what, bonus 40 damage?
It's not Brigand's Blade, because it's not as good, but certain heroes, it can work. The only thing about it is you need to click it. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Like this item, for some reason, it's not just me. I've also seen professional e-gamers not clicking it to get the damage.
Like, where's my neutral hotkey again? What button am I pressing?
For some reason, it just doesn't look clickable.
It's like Tumbler's toy is clickable for sure. You look at it and you're like, yes, I'm going to tumble. The dagger. Got a bit weird up. Well, there's Talon. Moving into mid. Still grouping up with 4, knowing they've got that not quite getting the combo perfectly executed this time, but still, a kill is a kill. Immediate snap TP top.
Oh, Solo.
Oh, Solo.
He's in danger again.
Yeah, they're cutting across, sweeping through that top jungle. And a lot of ASOS, Avalanche charge as well. Catching out the techies just above the Solo Rubik. The cookie from Jams, looking to hit the techies. First of all, without the ball. Blast on the left, the right-hand side, but cleared up by Mikoto.
We'll finish him off, Mikoto. Almost a perfect game, that one dead from techies, and now he's on a mid lane, because they have all the tier 1 towers, as you mentioned.
There's no way to respond to this. Yeah, Tarko just going to double action, throw some spells out there, try and blink away.
Kiyotaka also picked up the Aghanim Scepter that he was going for, and also picked up the Shard, so people will be able to run away, try to reposition themselves. And this tower, it's gone already, so they're going to be able to take out the outpost.
That's so much smoother from Talon. What we expected coming out of the end of that draft. 6k lead, Aegis in hand, outpost grab, and a lot on HellRaisers' plate here to try and out-execute them in the team fights.
We still haven't seen Slark in full action. He's relatively tanky, going for a BKB next. That's his big item timing, but for now, only sitting on 300 gold. Ollie?
Does get scouted.
Nero actually finds him.
Yeah, pop the dust as well. And HellRaisers just going to be looking to defend high ground at this point. Find the little pockets of farm on the map that you can. Maybe push out bottom a little bit. Very difficult prospect for any of these heroes to individually show on the map. With the amount of catch that Talon has, you see someone, you kill them. Magnus now working on a BKB of his own. After the EFL, just to increase his initiation range.
They have 4 BKBs queued up. Solo definitely not buying a BKB.
Oh, sorry? Solo has BKB queued, does he?
No. The other 4 have BKB queued up. I mean, considering that he died 8 times, he still does have a 4-stab, which is not too bad.
Yeah, reasonably impressive. Jams pounced on, Q's nearby, but it looks like the Snapfire is about to die. Oh, drop the green, and out the button there in as well. Antares trying to turn this, but the kisses come. The projectile launch, then Fury Strike, kills off Miero. Uragi dipping southwards, and Antares looks like he's hidden and protected by the tree line. While in the mid lane, Kiyotaka gets the kill on Jet.
Still not done, doesn't have a foil available.
They've got the... There we go. We killed 3 of you.
Talon is so quick, moving around the map.
How is he there?
I mean, he did have haste. They also have tier 1 towers still available, so it's relatively easy to set things up. Every single time, like, they need to keep the distance. Problem is, they don't have this front line on HellRaisers. Slark might need to be that guy that runs in, gets saved by OD, and then they take a fight. Like, try to create a bit of a chaos, make them use some abilities, save from the Astral, and then Magnus plus Techie, they rush in. If they can drag this game, Gary, for another, like, 3 to 4 minutes so that they get BKBs, things are going to get much easier for them if they can farm it.
Next, we know the HellRaisers, they can execute. What they're doing now is the Sun's man. 3 was too close, and we'll be able to take out Miero before the techies even dies, before the Tiny even dies. And Q jumping back in, nearly to the mines. Solo overgrowth, rooted up by Ollie, cleared out by 23. Another double kill, and Rubik with a buyback. Medium front, what the fight? Even slot. One. Blast that Q, but the Techies is gone. And through the BKB up with a triple kill. Out of that outside, has a forced out to the low ground and repositions himself nicely. Yuragi still getting chased though. Slot one's in, but I don't know for how long. Death Ground is there. Saves it from the coil.
Oh, they didn't get much out of these buybacks. Two supports using a buyback. They tried to take a fight.
Mikoto, he's back in. Just out of Martin Cookie, kill off so far. And a wicked 6 streak for Liam. While Andres and Yuragi tail between legs. Thinking about where they're going to hide next. No way to reinitiate.
There's way too much damage, way too much control for them to take these fights pre-BKB, and we see Lina 6,000 damage, more than the whole HR squad.
And it's thanks to the force stack. Nick was able to force the low ground, regen a little bit, come back in for that kind of second, third wave of fighting.
And finished off the full Hurricane Pike now, having Paladin Sword, extra damage, extra life steal. With that life there as well, this is something that they don't like to play into, especially Magnus and Technic pre-BKBs.
Yeah,
I said like pre-BKBs, like it's normal to buy a BKB on Techies.
This is Gleipnir into Dreamcore. Very irritating tools that HR are struggling to deal with. Antares going to clear out that bottom lane, but TP out. Looks like he's successful.
Very sneaky.
Fast row spawn.
It's going to be 30 seconds. BKB's on side of Talon will reset.
Let's see if they can.
And this is what I wanted to see. I was looking at the usual items.
And the Astral trying to shockwave and pounce, but the top city on this there. Mikoto is perfectly fine. Pretty long cooldown to expend though, just to push out an additional wave mid. And HR didn't have to spend too much, just a couple of low cooldown spells.
No Eon this time around. It's going to reset in less than 2 minutes. Both teams using a scan. They caught a glimpse of them inside the Roche pit, but should know something is up. Because it was there for only a
Techies rooted and Jabs is going to make sure. Covering fire to blow him up, fizzles out and dies off. And a godlike Lina, another double kill. Every fight it feels like he's getting 2, 3, 4 kills. 23 Savage having a spectacular game. 15-2 and 13. And all this set up by this fucking Tiny.
They've been playing with no mercy. Like, they find an opening instantly. It seems like they play with a lot of trust. Someone goes in, the rest of the team's ready to follow it up. Jack using Mortimer's kisses immediately, and now they're gonna pick up the shard.
And just TP up top, why not? Force the glyph, early days. Mikoto was already here setting up for the shove up high ground.
They don't have the best heroes to use shards, so they're gonna give it to Bot. Not the best one, because your Treant already bought one. Snapfire did have it for a long time to have this extra AoE damage against Slark pre-BKB.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
I mean, 3,400 HP. What is that, 30 plus armor on the Lina? Living on, helping out. She's incredibly tanky, so doesn't even feel the need to go satanic or anything in this game. She's got a Hex queued up next.
Big fan of that. I think they, you know, even with the control that they have, but having this instant initiation or either Slark or OD, I think they want to take out OD first because he's the one who's causing a lot of issues with those saves. They still manage to clean up. So now you have OD with the Axe and Shard, you have Slark with Axe and Shard, so a lot of these saves, and Solo, not again.
Solo, please, run away! They've got the Gleipnir catch. Poor little Rubik trying to force staff himself deeper into the trees. He's got the ward to see them coming, and he's actually TP'd.
Okay, bought some time.
Very well done.
So yeah, the Treant has been holding Philosopher's Stone, farmed his Shard, farmed his Blink Dagger, then gave it away to Tiny. I'm a big fan of Philosopher's Stone on Tiny because it does allow you to get another item.
That's the first time I've heard you say Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, I can't force Philly all the time. Big boy Philly.
What do you mean you can't?
Retired it for a couple of days.
That's
I'll
fair.
bring it back.
That's fair. We'll hear it tomorrow.
I just said it.
Well, yeah, okay.
This one doesn't count though.
Not really, no. It's like a half. Miero
Interesting.
setting an extra wave bottom. Look like Talon. We're going to come down here to try and track
Radiant's
him into the
bottom
tree
tower
line.
ain't pretty sight right now.
Mikoto moving up towards enemy Ancients with the rest of the team, though. Booting Yuragi away from the Ancient camp.
TPs are getting close.
Hello. Miero. TP cancelled. Rooted up, and the swarm is arriving. He'll skewer across the tree and try and make a bit of a gap between himself and but Ollie will through him and allow them to filter in and kill off a mag. Dead for 50 with no buyback.
That's a tier 2 tower right there. How many roots do you want? Yes. You have a Gleipnir, you have Treant Protector with the shard, even possibly also there. Kind of a nightmare for Magnus to play into that 3 BKB. So, second BKB done now on HellRaisers. OD just finished off his. Magnus really far away. Techies needs to farm another creep wave and then he'll have it.
It is relentless. No matter where you are on the map, you're getting hounded by Talon heroes. Solo, he's going to get avalanche tossed.
And this is what I talked about.
Kissed into the
Tiny
ground.
initiates, Snapfire immediately using Mortimer's kisses. It's the trust. So still left less than 2 minutes on Aegis. Hex completed on 23.
Do you think the Mortimer's kisses are anything like Arvo's kisses? Jenkins' kisses? They had a go last night.
Yeah, they really did.
The sliding session had a bit of fun. Very hot.
Yuragi, he might be in trouble.
Look at all the back from the Shadow Dance. Yuragi pounces away and didn't have to spend BKB.
Miero finds something here.
Mikoto's looking and Miero's going to blink away.
That was kind of fun.
Luckily for Yuragi, Lina was not there. If they caught a glimpse of it, and if she manages to get the Hex off, he's dead.
Guess what's
And
happening?
that's here too.
Dire's bottom
Quite simply
tower.
done.
Dire gave up a bottom tower.
Talon now smoking, trying to obscure their movements up towards top.
It's being pinged out, but they can see Guardian Greaves aura on the creep, so they should probably know something's up.
Clever. Yeah, clever. They know they're near. Jab's going to absolutely show himself there with a scatter blast. Still a difficult task in some regards, pushing high ground against Magnus, OD, Techies, like
Wow,
we've
look
been
at
saying.
the mines. This is it, Garrett. This is how you come back. You have telekinesis and you have skewer.
Into the demilitarized zone. Miero.
Oh, anti-combo.
I mean, he's going to... This is forcing BKBs. Yuragi and Kiyotaka needed to. And Jam, he can't take the trio. 23 getting close to his back. He'll be there.
Aegis is going to run out.
Aegis, 2 to the now, 1 second remaining. 23 gets down below the ground. Jam, Mikoto, Kiyotaka now gets in the OD. And no climax from HellRaisers.
They have another skewer and the horn toss available. Gotta be careful. There's still plenty of mines in the base. Looking out the damage.
Guess what's
Slark,
happening?
he's still not
Dire's
done.
bottom tower.
Gotta be careful. Like, this is where Slark's gonna be super effective. Mage Slayer against all this magic damage that they have has a bit of a status resistance from Titan Sliver. And with that Aghanim Scepter, with the shard from OD, I think Slark can go ham. I think he needs to be the one creating the chaos now in the front line, setting things up for his own team.
He's got to be active. Needs to be involved.
It's a 20k gold lead for Talon, but if they're the ones sieging, especially with no Aegis, you gotta be super careful. I'm also glad that Jabs is going for a scaling build, wants to be able to, like, he finished off Guardian Grid, which is a support item, so now with level 20 talent, with Ghost Rider uses your attack damage, has Crystallis, going into Daedalus next, playing for that level 25.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Timeless Relic,
Who's that for?
I gotta check.
I mean, get themselves Spell Prism and Telescope on HellRaisers.
Oh, it's for Puck, because why not? Mikoto's gonna be the one holding it. Even more damage, Arcane Rune, Kaya Sanj, a lot of spell amp.
And Lina even tankier with a Trickster Cloak. 23, close to unkillable as we saw in that fight. Even if you're getting RP and skewer, seem reasonably fine.
I was about to say that they need to have some kind of a dot, some kind of a vision for this Lina, especially now that Trickster's Cloak is picked up. So
Dire's
Solo
top
buying a
tower's
gem,
getting
giving it to
beat down.
Yuragi. They want to get rid of any vision, and will smoke.
Feels like Talon are the ones who want the fight outside the base though.
Oh, yeah, there's some cooldown on Puck for 20 seconds. Gotta be careful.
Big one.
Gonna go inside the pit.
Season coming. Roshan potentially 50 seconds away. Talon in the better position here. Radiant side playing top jungle as is natural. And looks like HellRaisers trying to shift down bottom to maybe get a bit more damage on that tier 2. So simple though for Mikoto to clear out their mid wave and rejoin the team without too much danger.
This is where Puck becomes one of those heroes that you're like, what am I playing against? What is
Unmanageable.
what is this Mr. Ice Frog? He's not even level 25 yet, but getting there shortly, and you can upgrade your Blink Dagger, Overwhelming Blink, but with Timeless Relic, extra duration on the slow.
Another smoke. HR are coming. Mikoto has Eon Disc back up. He's going to scout you around, spaceship, and Blink is ready. So it looks like Mikoto should win. They got the hex the kills there.
Buyback is available.
70 seconds on the sideline, but Driftwood does have buyback. The starting to clean entirely while Miero's caught. Taken down by jabs.
And 23 tried to TP on a tier 1 tower, just be closer to a fight, because they still have tier 1 tower in mid lane, full HP.
40 minutes in.
With no mag. Now, like Magnus does have buyback. There are a bunch of mines available, but they will need to use those buybacks for defense. Ragi, got things out.
Jumped off. No coil, so no kill attempt. But yeah, it feels like it's either give up the lane of barracks or go back down and try and fight. It looks like it'll be the former rather than the latter. They didn't use any of their ultis again. Sandra taking shots in, immediate start, getting shot right away in onto our side. And a couple of these to get on.
Ragi trying to save it there. With the crowd, not going to be enough.
Ooh, goes for the mines. There's a field of them, but Solo, long range hits from 23, takes down the Rubik and forces an early buyback from him. So melee ranks claimed up, gem traded. HR holding on for dear life.
They lost the gem. Tiny was the one holding the gem. I think they need to give gem to somebody else, because maybe they think Tiny has enough defensive items to defend himself. Yield Scepter, Force Staff, like even a Flicker. But if he dives into the 4 towers, he's definitely dead. Does have buyback available. For HellRaisers, they need to make something happen right now. This is a big one. Roshan respawn with Aghanim.
Trying to force it here. Aiming for the ODM. No, he has to buy that now. Early in trouble. He's into double kill.
She just interfered.
Just punch him into the ground. Back the RP on the bottom. Might secure the kill.
No damage.
Mikoto dragged under the tier 3 towers, under the tier 4 now. And up to it. Phase shift and Blink is ready. Away we go. No catch from HR. Trying to blast off into the punch. Not going to work. He's going to dodge back it off. HR resetting on Mikoto. The big sanity eclipse.
He does have buyback. Lina was not there. 23 is trying to solo kill off the Roach.
So he is.
I don't know if they have enough time. This Roshan dropping super quickly. He's going to be able to pick it up. Maybe someone pick up that axe.
Axe for snap. Cheese for snap. Hungry more he needs the items. So no buyback takings. Rubik.
Tiny, he's getting in.
Gobbled up and steps forward. Straight onto the slot. The 4 step away. Comes back in. Looks like the boys is there. He's got trouble. Look at the base from 23. And they take down after it. This OD. Oh, it's a dangerous time. The double astral into Beacon. He Blake. Maybe he can get away, but the timing's not there. Oh, no.
He lost the mid-cookie.
I thought they had a cookie, but Kiyotaka is still going to get caught and cleaned up by 23.
Will still get a kill, and Mikoto used the buyback there, so they need to try to end this game. There are no mines at this bottom part of the map. Magnus, no RP. Skewer, however, is available.
Target up the high ground, the 2-man skewer with the Hawk. They're not keeping each other low, and 23 can stand his ground. Jab, dropping lower, but Cookie's away from the slot now. Gets him going deep. In the base, Puck and Lina going wild.
They need one more hit.
Total touch will kill off Kiyotaka, dead for 100 seconds.
Mikoto still not back.
Trouble spell.
Major is 23. What a dominating game from Talon.
56 to 19, 42k lead.
It was a bit of a, I think this one goes to draft.